What's going on, everyone? It's the Cryptolark. Super excited to have on today Chris from Crypto.com. Chris, how's it going, man?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Well, I'm super excited to talk to you. I've been using the Crypto.com app for quite a while. And by the way, guys, this is not a sponsored video, but I am an affiliate for Crypto.com. So if you want to learn more, there's a link down below where you can get signed up to Crypto.com. Now, we're going to be going through and talking about a whole wide range of stuff today and answering a lot of your questions. Thank you to everyone who wrote through the questions on Twitter and on YouTube for Chris. We're going to be covering some of those, but the first thing I want to talk about today is the super big news that you announced yesterday is that Crypto.com is launching an exchange. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you guys know, we've got over 1 million users globally, but this is primarily a retail product for mass market customers. And we never served the guys who are pros or semi-pros who want to trade in a professional desktop environment. So this is starting in beta. You can sign up now, and trading begins next week. And it kind of rounds up our entire offering to basically give you everything that you may need if you're into crypto.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the one thing I think that Crypto.com is kind of missing is that exchange where people can go in, draw some lines on the candlesticks and stuff like that, and have that more professional trader experience. Because the broker experience, just to get in the app, you just buy and sell. That's a great experience too. But there's traders who want that extra level. Now, you've also announced something called the Syndicate, which sounds pretty cool. I got to say, Syndicate's a good name. But so what is that?
The Syndicate is actually a way for us to create engagement between our community and the projects. So Crypto.com Exchange starts with only 9 coins listed, and every new coin that is going to be listed on the platform is going to go through the Syndicate. So as our community members, you will be able to get access to those coins at 50% discount. So it's a very powerful incentive to get on board and get involved. What do the projects get? Well, actually, they get the access to our entire ecosystem. So if you list on the exchange, you get access to our entire platform. You can spend your coin on the Visa card. You can allow your community to earn interest on the coin, use it as a collateral for a credit product. So it's basically a massive strengthening of the utility of the coin. Now, the great news for project is that we will charge no fees whatsoever. So whatever the projects raise on our platform, we just return to them 100%. So this is also an opportunity for them to raise more capital to build the great big things they're dreaming about.
Awesome. Okay, so Wave Rider, he's one of the guys who wrote in one of the comments. He wants to know, can you explain the different use cases between the MCO coin and the CRO coin? And he wanted to also know, wasn't it possible to make a construction where you didn't have to bring in the CRO coin?
So there is actually a very clear split. So we use MCO as the ERC20 utility token to stake and get the card. CRO is going to power our own public chain. So this is a very long-term development. We are now in testnet, and in 2020, CRO chain is going to mainnet stage.
Nice.
Right. So this allows us to do a lot of things that we wouldn't be able to do as a simple ERC20 token. So we could build a large-scale payment network that could compete with players like Visa or Mastercard.
Yep.
We could build a DEX on top of it. We could build a centralized finance solution on top of it. Very powerful non-custodial wallets that today have very limited functionality, right? So you couldn't do this stuff on an ERC20 token environment, and this is the most ambitious technologically and from the perspective of business rollout project that we have, and you just need to do it the right way.
And will the MCO token migrate over to the CRO chain once it's kind of up and running, or will there still be on the Ethereum network?
We'll keep those two things separate. We don't have any plans to migrate at this stage.
Now, Tony asks, Tony wants to know, why is the volume for Crypto.com not yet listed on CoinMarketCap or other sites?
Oh, we're actually not trading yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we just enabled signups for the beta yesterday.
Oh, but for the broker service, I guess.
I don't think any of the services list you can't see the volume from Coinbase retail app on CoinMarketCap, right? So nobody does it, so we don't do it either.
Okay, there you go. Matt Jordan 730 wants to know, does Crypto.com have plans to expand with a spot market, which obviously we're working on that. So
spot market comes first, right? This is what we're launching with next week. It's going to be available to the broader public in December. Then in first half of the year, you're going to see a rapid development of the functionality for professional traders, including margin trading, lending, as well as derivatives.
Nice.
So it's going to be a full suite, and
the whole thing's coming.
we're going.
That's
we're
awesome.
going for the full ecosystem. Anything that you need, you can find it at Crypto.com.
Very cool. Blue Fig wants to know about your security and really your custody. You know, who are you working with to help secure the coins that are on the app?
So we view security as the foundational layer on top of which we build the business. We've got a little over 200 people right now in the company, and around 10% of our entire team is dedicated to security. Our CISO, Professor Jason Lau, he's done an extraordinary job at keeping us safe and secure from the beginning. And we were the first cryptocurrency company to get ISO 27001 in 2013, highest level of certification, kind of like gold standard in terms of security and information management systems. We are cryptocurrency security standard level 3 certified. We are PCI DSS certified. So in order to get this done for a company that's still in early stages, you need to have a very strong culture of security, and that's not only the technology. It's also training your people appropriately, putting in place the right processes. Also working with third-party vendors, like top-notch security firms like Kudelski, for example. Also, having campaigns with. On HackerOne, where pentesters try to attack your platform. We do all of this, right? And you need to have a 360-degree strategy to manage and secure your platform. It's just top of mind for us. In terms of the digital custody itself, 100% of our customers' funds are stored in cold storage, and we work with Ledger Vault, who have a very powerful solution, which is an institutional-grade solution to keep the funds safe. And in terms of hot wallet, our team, our team is just, we've got technologists who've got more than 30 patents to their name. We have built our hot wallet solution ourselves. So it's a proprietary solution. Again, we apply for patents for this, and all the funds in hot wallet are funded by Crypto.com. So no customer funds are ever exposed.
Oh wow! So you guys are you've got the float in the hot wallets, and that's your funds.
That's our funds, and it's our risk. We build technology to mitigate it, but we never expose customers' funds to this risk. That's
awesome. That's really, really cool. Now, on I guess a similar kind of question. This is from PA. He asks, will there be a possibility of owning your private keys at some point in the future with Crypto.com, and potentially even using a ledger to be able to sign into your accounts?
So we are working on a non-custodial wallet app, and you can expect it to arrive at some point next year. It's on our roadmap. And again, we are firm believers in the basic principle of not your keys, not your coins. So we're building an experience where you can get a lot of the value that you're getting from a custodial solution in a non-custodial way. So for example, if you're using our card, and we will allow at some point during next year to connect a non-custodial wallet to our card. So it's we're working on it. It's one of our top priorities.
Nice. That's very, very cool. Now, the next few questions are all kind of similar, but Blue Fig in particular wants to know when will you be onboarding more crypto assets in particular. Richard Bay wants to know, will we see Cardano coming soon? And Rob Sadler wants to know, will we be seeing Decred coming soon?
So Cardano is already on our retail app, and it's going to come to the exchange soon as well.
Nice.
Decred, I'll have to check with the team what's the plan for this.
But more coming in general.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to be listing probably 2 or 3 projects every month.
Nice.
That's the kind of rhythm that we are looking at.
Now, a question from Monkey Magic. He wants to know if you're going to be bringing in support for different staking for coins. Obviously, Ethereum is moving to a proof of stake protocol, or Cardano is going to release their proof of stake here in the future, and others have already kind of are working on that.
Absolutely, it's a huge use case, and we are big promoters of staking. So it's a big area of our engineering effort, and it's going to come to our platform next year. And how we look at it always is we want to try to make the user experience as smooth as possible, so people don't have to worry about the nitty-gritty details, but they can get all the benefits.
Yep, nice. I think that's one of the things where we see a lot of the cryptocurrency exchanges and platforms really rising up to make it's just such a more user-friendly experience. And I know there'll be some people out there, oh, I should be staking myself. Well, that's cool. Do it if you can, but not everybody has that technical capability to be able to do that all the time.
Precisely. So. If you can do it yourself, by all means. But vast majority of users, they want to get the benefit without all the work.
That's right. They want the user-friendly experience.
Yes.
Now, I want to move on to talking a little bit about Crypto.com's Earn, which I've been a super big fan of, by the way. I'm staking, I'm lending out USDC and lending out Bitcoin, and it's just been an awesome experience so far. I love getting those little notifications that you just earned some Satoshis. Like, yes, this is awesome. So I'm really excited about that.
It's very addictive.
Now, it is addictive. It is savings addictive. It's crazy. So Matt Jordan asks to ask you how you think the rise in crypto lending will help with Bitcoin price discovery and the maturation of the cryptocurrency markets overall.
Yeah, I think it's a powerful use case, both on the interest earning side and on the lending. And people who are traditionally not into crypto, they very instinctively they get those concepts because it just comes straight from banking, right? So they know that their bank is giving them whatever 0.1% on their savings account. And if they want to borrow money, they have to pay extremely high interest rates, right? So people just get it, and if they can compare this versus that, and there's a lot of value in this kind of clarity of value proposition to bring more people into the marketplace. I don't think it ties directly to like price discovery for Bitcoin, but it definitely helps us expand the universe of people who are in crypto and who see like the real utility of it.
Yeah, and what they can do with it overall, I guess. Now, the next two questions, I've got one from Noom here, and a little bit of my own question as well about basically the insurance fund that you guys have. So there's a $100 million insurance policy. So what exactly does that cover, and who's that with?
So we don't really market that as something that is like a government type of insurance like FDIC. So look, when you have funds, for example, in our US dollar wallet in the US, right? That's insured up to $250,000 with FDIC and held in a segregated customer account.
Nice.
And that's very easy for people to understand. Rules are clear. In terms of crypto custody, the insurance solutions that we see right now, and the one that we involve, just is a protection at the vendor level against a very specific set of circumstances, like employee fraud and this type of stuff. So we don't market this because we don't feel like this actually gives the user the benefit that they would expect. Like, if you lose $100 million on a platform that's protected with this kind of insurance, you will not be able to get back your $100 million. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We've spent more than 6 months right now talking to multiple insurance providers, and we're putting together something that's a little more practical. And we'll have some announcement on this soon.
Very cool.
The problem with this entire space is that there's a very small number of insurance companies doing this, and the costs are extremely high, and the exclusions basically eliminate any kind of risks. So I view this like a gigantic PR exercise rather than anything that provides users real, tangible value.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a feel-good exercise right now in this industry.
Right.
So we've got as well, because we're working with those large digital asset custody solutions, but is this what our customers want and expect? I don't think so. That's why we're working on it, and we're not promoting this heavily.
Okay, interesting. Now, one question I get a lot is with the lending service where you can lend out your stable coins or Bitcoin stuff, who's on the other end? Who's borrowing that?
So we do not lend outside of our platform today. So it's mostly retail customers, and it's all over collateralized. So we see huge spikes of activity when the market is volatile in this product. So some people use it to spend the cash on their card, but vast majority of volume comes from people who just want to buy more coins. And how we're gonna scale these businesses as we launch the exchange, you will see in first half of next year margin trading and lending. So we will be able to offer the same service to institutional traders who onboard on our platform.
Yep.
But again, the principle is the same. We don't have any counterparty risk. We don't lend it out on other exchanges. We don't lend it out to anybody who trades outside of our platform.
Right.
We don't do stuff like zero collateral lending, which is
you're keeping it all in house, keeping it as safe as possible.
That's right. So the only risk that we are facing is the market volatility risk, but all of this is reasonably over collateralized. So and we've built a pretty good risk management system to deal with this. So we're just a little bit risk averse.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good to be risk averse, I think, in this market to an extent. Now, the next couple questions here are about the recent rate changes that we've seen. Not that Falcon Coin wants to know why the earning rates were cut recently for Bitcoin and I think a couple other things. Is there any concern sort of around, are we going to see those rates again, and what's kind of the model behind moving the rates around?
So you need to keep things in balance, right? If we see a lot of demand for stable coins, we're able to offer higher interest rates on stable coins. If we see a lot of demand on BTC side, we can offer higher interest rate on BTC side. So it's market driven, and this will change, and not only in one direction. It may go up, it may go down. It depends on the market and
forces.
The demand. Yeah.
Now we also had a question around the stake to get kind of the premium access and the best lending rates and things like that went from 50 to 500 MCO. I mean, is that likely to change again in the near future?
No, we're very happy with this change. It's actually heavily requested by the community. So the 500 MCO stake is kind of the sweet spot where we want to focus. Those are the guys who really are the heart and soul of our community.
Yep.
Who understand what kind of value we provide, and they're in it for the long term. And this is the place where the value. This is a sweet spot of value.
Yeah.
Right. So we are very happy with this decision. We're very happy that we listened to the community on this point and implemented it fast. So vast majority of the entire economic activity on the platform are the guys with 500 MCO stake.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's really cool to see the community being so enthusiastic. And I think anyone who's used Crypto.com understands why there's an enthusiastic community, because it's a great service. Now, there are competitors, right? In fact, it's a very fierce competitive market right now in terms of the lending and the earnings markets in particular. So how do you take Crypto.com to being the number one place for people to come and to lend and to borrow?
Yeah. So look, we think we are competitive on every single coin, but we don't chase this, because we've got a very healthy growth rate as an overall platform, right?
Yep.
We're talking about 20% a month. So at our size is pretty good. So we don't need to chase some smaller players trying to get attention, whatnot. We look at it in a data-driven fashion. What kind of demand we are seeing on the lending? What are the costs? What kind of we're building a business, right? So it's a long-term play. So we think we are competitive today. If at some point you guys see that we are not competitive, please, complain on the Telegram, and
I'm sure people will.
We're gonna do something about it. But I think the offering it works. People see value in it, and when you try to pick different vendors, you have to look at the entire picture, right? Like, is this a safe platform, right? how long have they been on the market? You know, how do they manage the funds? What do they do with it? Are there any risks that they're not being transparent about?
Yep.
Right? So I think this is the you know, there should be all like, you know, a list of things that you should be looking at before you decide where to go, right?
Yeah, cool. Now, one question I think was probably the most popular one that I saw was, when is that card you guys do is so popular? Everybody wants to get their hands on it, and particularly people who where it's not available in their region yet. So, Rob Sadler wants to know, when's Thailand coming? Ziddy Monet wants to know about New York. I want to know about New Zealand. So when are we going to see this roll out to some more regions?
Okay, so just last week we started issuing cards to Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Philippines, Hong Kong, Taiwan. So basically we have majority of Asia Pac covered today.
Nice. Hear that, New Zealand? It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, if you stake today, it's a matter of 1-2 weeks you'll get the card. It's shipping.
Nice.
In terms of the next markets, where it's an important announcement for us. We got recently greenlit for European launch. So in January, we'll be shipping in 30 markets in Europe. Mm-hmm. These cards are right now being manufactured, like physical manufacturing of these cards. So it's like very, very close to launch. That's big for us.
That's awesome.
We don't have any immediate plans to add New York, and obviously we would love to.
New York regulators, come on.
No, we're compliance first, right?
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Hopefully the rules of the game are going to change a little bit with the BIT license. If not, eventually we just have to get it. Mm-hmm. But for now, it's not a process that we began. We are working on MTL licenses in other states, but we do not have an immediate plan to get BIT license. Yeah,
it's unfortunate to see New York taking such a tough stance and really, but that's New York. Anyway, so one of the final questions here for you is from Travis Gray. He wants to know about the how do you get the public to transition to the new paradigm of cryptocurrencies and of financial services, with crypto?
Yeah, I think there are no shortcuts. You have to build real products that provide real value and make the everyday life better. And then, you've got this, the adoption curve, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I mean, guys like you and me, we are the early adopters, right?
Yep.
And it's a lot of the heavy lifting is on us. You use it first, it works, you educate your friends about it, they gradually get it, and that's how we get from 50 million to 100 million, 200 million, and eventually, in the typical adoption curve, once you've got 13% of the population done, then it tips over and becomes a mass market thing. Yeah. But there's no shortcuts, so there's. I hope you guys are in for this ride for another 5 to 10 years, because it's going to take a while. Anybody getting off the train now, you're crazy. You're crazy. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for the comments and for the questions. It's super awesome to get feedback from the community and be able to ask them directly to the man himself, Chris. And again, if you want to get signed up to Crypto.com, you'll find a link down below where you can get signed up and get yourselves one of those debit cards, especially if you're in Australia, New Zealand. We've been waiting for them for a while, so check that out for sure. Chris, thank you so much for coming on. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me. Thank you. Thanks, guys.